You're doing well, son.
Father.
Come now. You know who sired you.
That doesn't matter now. I miss you, Amar. I miss you very much.
You'll be fine. We're proud of you.
For what? I let you down. I lost the sword. I let that bastard get away.
Don't be so hard on yourself. There was nothing you could have done to save us. And someone has to live and carry the torch. As for the sword, it's just a thing.
You didn't want me fighting. Now look at me.
Standing up to evil isn't the same as sowing its seeds. You did what was right. I have to leave you now.
Oh, please.
You know I can't stay.
Will I ever see you again?
God knows. Make her proud.
Oh, don't go. No.
What on earth were you dreaming about? I couldn't wake you, and it's well past dawn. Sir Radzig wants you at the upper castle. The lords are in council with Jobst.
Right. I'll go straight away. What is it?
It's just... I don't know how to address you anymore. All of a sudden you're Sir Radzig's son, hobnobbing with lords and ladies. And here's me, as common as muck.
Oh, give over, you idiot. Do I look like a lord to you?
Not really. You're as much a lord as I am a nun. And I've never looked good in a habit.
Get out of here! Or I'll have you clapped in the stocks. Yeah!
Good people, come up close and have a smell. Bread.
Garlic,
Pour
carrots,
yourself a bit of fresh
beetroot,
milk to
onions.
drink.
All that grows in the ground. Fresh. Come right on.
God's sake. God be with you.
God save.
Can you show me?
Certain.
Well,
Take care.
I'd like to
It'll take. See now. I hope. God be with you.
I'd like to.
You're a final.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, Hal. Are you going to the meeting with Margrave Jobst as well?
I am. What about Istvan? I assume...
That we didn't catch him? No. Because if we had, you'd be the first one to know. Have no fear. We'll get him eventually.
I hope you're right. Anyway, let's go and see what Jobst wants from us.
My lords, Christ's blessings on you all.
And on you, Lord Capon.
And this is my son, Henry.
I didn't know you had a son, Sir Radzig.
It came as a bit of a surprise to young Henry, too.
This gentleman here is John II of Liechtenstein, a member of my council.
I'm honored, gentlemen.
Come join us. Margrave Jobst was just about to tell us the reason for his visit. Your Grace?
I'm sure we're all agreed, Your Graces, that all this unrest must come to an end. This kingdom needs a king.
The question is, which king?
My cousin, Wenceslaus IV, who is being held in captivity.
I have to confess, my lord, that your answer surprises me a little. If I'm correctly informed, until recently you sided with your other cousin, Sigismund.
That I cannot deny, and I have always stated my position plainly. But times have changed.
How have they changed, Your Grace?
Sir, there is one thing on which we undoubtedly concur, that King Wenceslaus, unfortunately, did not inherit his father's gift for governing. Sadly, his failures have cost Bohemia, the nobles, and our whole Luxembourg family a great deal of money and effort.
How did the king let it go so far, damn it?
It's in his temperament. He cares only for wine, women, and the hunt. A king, in fact, who never wanted to be king.
Then why didn't he just let his brother have the crown?
Young sir, the crown weighs heavy when there are duties to be performed, but to surrender it means giving up great privileges too.
But he did surrender power to his brother. When things started getting out of hand, Wenceslaus appealed to Sigismund for help in restoring order.
What you're saying, Wenceslas invited him here?
This is starting to make my head spin.
Actually, it makes sense when you think about it. Sigismund wanted to re-establish the power of the whole House of Luxembourg. He thought if he helped Wenceslaus win the imperial crown, in return his brother would help him become the king of the Romans, and leave the actual reign of Bohemia and the empire to him. Sigismund would govern, while Wenceslaus could carry on doing what he was best at, enjoying the life of the imperial court.
Why wasn't Wenceslas crowned Holy Roman Emperor long ago? He was already elected king of the Romans. All he had to do was go and let the Pope put the damn imperial crown on his head.
Who knows? Maybe he'd prefer hunting and consorting with bathhouse wenches to spending time with the Pope.
Well, so would I must admit.
Sigismund's plan seemed sound enough, but it didn't quite work out, did it?
It worked for a while. He and his brother reached an agreement. Sigismund took over administration of the kingdom and began planning Wenceslas's journey to Rome for the imperial coronation. But then Wenceslaus realized he would just be a puppet with a crown.
I must say, Margrave Jobst, Wenceslas and Prokop behave rather like naughty children in need of a good clout about the ears.
Sigismund would agree. He was already planning his rule of Bohemia, and all of a sudden, the rug was pulled from under him. I'd say he lost his patience and decided he'd drag Wenceslaus to the coronation kicking and screaming if he had to. Just like a naughty child, as you say.
So he abducted him and your brother Prokop too, if I heard correctly.
Correct.
And you helped him do it, if I heard correctly.
Yes, your graces, it's true. I was there when Sigismund abducted Prokop. I thought everything could somehow be settled, that we could make my brother see sense. But Sigismund just wanted to put an end to the dispute once and for all, whatever the cost. There was nothing I could do to stop him. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. The worst of it is that it was all for nothing. Instead of putting a stop to the revolt, it escalated it, and the result is this chaos we have today.
That's true enough, sir. But I must admit now, I'm not sure what your position is. The king is incompetent, but we must protect him?
The simple truth, gentlemen, is that for all of Wenceslaus's faults, we have no one else.
So we'll have to make do with his idleness.
People like him, though.
But what can we do now? Sigismund has the League of Lords behind him. Otto von Bergolf, Heinrich von Rosenberg.
The situation has gotten completely out of control. Now even the nobles of the League of Lords are realizing that Sigismund wasn't the right choice.
So now Bergolf is on your side. Are we to assemble an army together with him and face Sigismund on the field of battle?
We're not in Hungary now. Such affairs may be settled elegantly, without unnecessary hostilities or expenses. I have negotiated an alliance with the Hungarian bishops, the Polish, and of course the Czech nobility, against Sigismund. Every day he is losing the ground under his feet, and that's why I need your help too.
What kind of help, though? Sigismund has a massive army, and Rosenberg, Berghof, and Prague are behind him. Do you have an army you could face him with?
But that's not what I mean at all. There's been a revolt against Sigismund in Hungary, partly due to my efforts, and now he'll have to choose whether he wants to gain the Bohemian crown, which is a very risky enterprise, or hold on to the Hungarian one. He can't have both. And there's a tough struggle awaiting him in Hungary. I'm not sure he'll win, and Rosenberg and Berghof know it too. They're not stupid. If the Bohemian nobility stands together, they will turn.
We are men of little consequence, Margrave. Radzig here lost everything because of his alliance with Wenceslaus. Sir Divish came within a hair of the same fate. Even Rattay is defenseless against Sigismund and the League of Lords.
What's more, Your Grace, King Wenceslaus languishes in captivity in Vienna. He can't rule too well from there.
And what do you propose? To sit with your arms folded till the Bohemian lands are turned to ashes like Skalitz? We have to put a stop to this senseless war!
And do you know, sir, what the true position of the League of Lords is?
I'm not on the best of terms with them at this moment, so you'll have to ask them yourselves.
Yes. Why not? I'll go and visit Berghof at his castle and we'll see what he tells me.
You know, that's not such a bad idea, young sir.
True. Though a little risky.
I doubt Berghof would harm a blue-blooded envoy. And you can find out what he has to say about developments and what the League of Lords is planning. Then we'll decide what to do next.
I'll help you compose a letter to him.
I'd like Henry to come with me.
Why not? He's proven himself an able investigator, and he'll also be a good bodyguard if anything should happen.
And I'll send Sir John here to Gutenberg to be my eyes and ears there. I believe both your reports will help us get a better grip on the situation.
When can you set out?
Just as soon as I've packed my things.
Excellent. Margrave Jobst and I will draft a letter. Get ready, and we'll meet back here.
I expect it would be best to write it in your name as Lord of Lipa.
Quite so, Margrave.
What exactly?
So, it looks like you're off on a mission.
Yes, I can't wait.
I don't want to dampen your spirits, my boy, but watch out. These are evil times, and who knows what can happen along the way. Not to mention that Berghof is no saint.
Don't worry.
I know. You've shown you can fend for yourself, but do take care. You'll be traveling as Lord Capon's bodyguard. You'll be there to make sure nothing untoward happens to him. Keep your eyes peeled and your ears wide open. What Berghof tells you is one thing, but what you see may be quite another.
Rest assured, Father.
And don't get embroiled in anything else. Just hand over the letter, hear out his reply, and return.
Yes.
Very well. Berghof is at Trotsky Castle. I think you'll find it quite an eye-opener. It's one of the finest castles in the land. It's 3 days' ride from here, so unless you hit a snag along the way, you'll be back soon enough. Any questions?
What steps they envisage taking to end the pillaging of Bohemia by foreign armies?
I'm getting a bit lost in the Luxembourg lineage. It all seems a bit too tangled.
The Luxembourgs have ruled the Empire and Bohemia for almost 100 years now. Emperor Charles brought this land to prominence. When he was in power, things had never been so good. Wenceslaus and Sigismund are his sons, but by different mothers. Jobst and Prokop are their cousins. They were entrusted with governing Moravia, but instead, they've been in a bitter armed feud for years, and now Sigismund's fallen out with Wenceslaus. Wenceslaus also had another brother, the youngest, John of Görlitz, who was most probably poisoned. They seem like a hot-blooded lot. It's hard to keep up with their affairs, since they tend to change their alliances from one day to the next.
Who is he really, this Jobst?
The cousin of King Wenceslaus. He's the Margrave of Moravia. I admit I don't know what to make of him myself. Until recently, he was allied with the League of Lords. For a time, he even served Rupert of the Palatinate against the king. And now suddenly, he's reversed his position. I don't know what led him to do it, and one can't help being suspicious. It's best to keep a watchful eye on him, but he really is the leader of the resistance against Sigismund these days. We'll just have to see how it all turns out.
I'm a bit concerned so many people seem to think so little of King Wenceslaus. You knew him, didn't you? What's he really like?
Well, there's no straightforward answer to that question. He certainly makes a great hunting and drinking companion, but he can be very fiery and impetuous when things don't go how he'd like them. He never had much of a head for high office. He finds it tiresome. But once a man's grasped the scepter, it's hard to let it go again. You can't just abscond. You've seen for yourself what happens when he disappears for a few months. Better a bad but legitimate king than a bloody war over the throne.
Who is this Prokop that Jobst spoke of?
Jobst's brother, the king's cousin. He and Jobst warred over Moravian supremacy for years. Then they were allies for a while, betrayed Wenceslaus and sided with Rupert of the Palatinate. But after Sigismund abducted Wenceslaus, Prokop fomented a revolt against him, and Sigismund had him captured. Politics. Make of it what you will. I, for one, can't make head or tail of it most of the time.
The League of Lords and that Berghoff we're off to see. Who are they exactly?
The lords of the powerful houses. Heinrich of Rosenberg, Otto of Berghoff, Heinrich of Radetz, and others. They're unhappy with the way their influence declined after Wenceslaus surrounded himself with the lesser orders of nobility. They abducted the king years ago and made him bow to their will. They got away with it that time, and now they've joined forces with Sigismund and done it again. But now it seems that Sigismund's behavior is starting to rub them up the wrong way, so they may well be thinking twice. We'll see what Berghoff has to say.
I don't know all that much about Sigismund.
He's the king's younger brother and king of Hungary in his own right. 7 years ago, he led a crusade against the Turks and was defeated at Nicopolis. Some say it was due to the recklessness of the French knights, most of whom were mercilessly slaughtered. Sigismund is ambitious and capable. He might well make a better ruler than Wenceslaus, but he's arrogant, and to our misfortune, brutal. Not long ago, he himself was held captive by the Hungarian nobility. They dislike him as much as some of the Czech and German noblemen do his brother Wenceslaus. Ironically, Wenceslaus joined forces with Jobst to liberate him. And now this is how Sigismund repays his brother. There's no doubt about it, God does move in mysterious ways.
Rupert of the Palatinate. That's a name I hadn't heard before today.
Rupert is the Prince-Elector of the Palatinate.
What's a Prince-Elector?
The Prince-Electors are dignitaries of the Holy Roman Empire who have the right to elect the King of the Romans, who would then be crowned Holy Roman Emperor by the Pope. Rupert took the title for himself with the help of 3 other Prince-Electors, even though Wenceslaus had already been appointed. Some of the nobility in the empire recognized Rupert's claim, but when he went to Rome to be crowned emperor, it turned into a fiasco. Now he's doing his utmost to get Wenceslaus to acknowledge him, but so far without success. So, Now we have two kings of the Romans. Jobst sided with Sigismund for a while, but now he switched allegiance. He seems to do that quite a lot.
That young man, Sir John of Liechtenstein, why is he here?
The Liechtensteins are a powerful Austrian family with estates in Austria and Moravia. Sir John sits on Jobst's council. Since the king's being held captive in Vienna, I suppose it makes sense to have a powerful Austrian house as allies. It could be very useful.
That's about all.
Very well. Take the letter from Sir Hanush. And good luck, son. So what do you think of it all, Sir Divish?
I think I don't know what to think.
That makes two of us. If I didn't know anything about the others...
I believe we have written it well, gentlemen.
Without a doubt. No one could deduce from this whether we are Sigismund's allies or foes.
I must travel back to Brno now, but soon I will go to Brandenburg and I will stop here on the way back. By then, Sir Capon should be back and we can discuss how to proceed.
Right. Before you leave, my lord, there is one thing that gives me no rest. Why did Sigismund come as a foe? It makes no sense.
If I may, sir, I think I can explain.
Oh, please enlighten us, young sir.
I live not far from Hungary, where Sigismund reigns. It is a savage country, and the constant war with the Turks has hardened the people. They need a monarch with an iron hand. So when Sigismund felt the wind of revolt, he reacted as he would at home. Only what works on the Hungarian nobles does not work here in Bohemia.
Bringing order is one thing, but slaughtering and pillaging with a horde of barbarians quite another. What purpose does that serve?
But Sigismund did give the Bohemian nobles a chance to take his side. It was only when they refused his ultimatum that he lost patience and took to the sword.
As for the barbarians, he could afford nothing better. The Hungarian nobility would gain nothing from joining his campaign in Bohemia. He didn't have enough coin for a regular army, and so he recruited the Cumans. What he does not pay them, they make up for in plunder.
But in the end, he didn't have enough to even satisfy the Cumans. That's why he raided Kuttenberg and Skalitz. He wanted the silver.
That makes sense.
My lords, how's the letter coming along?
It's done.
Then we can be on our way.
Now remember what we said, boy. All you have to do is deliver the letter, listen to the answer, and come back here. Don't provoke Berghoff in any way.
Provoke? Me? Never, Uncle. We'll be back in a few days. Farewell, your graces. Come, Henry, my men are waiting.
I wish you Godspeed.
Come now, Hal. My men are mustered in the courtyard. We can get going. Ah! Ha! Ugh.
Greetings, good knight.
What are you doing? Are you poaching?
What the hell are you on about?
You're carrying the murder weapon.
You won't prove it's a murder weapon, but I'll...
It'll be easy.
All right, I need it. You don't have to tell anyone, you know. And you won't regret it.
Forget it. See you later.
What are... It's all right. For how long?
There you go.
You all like it?
Is there any...
Nothing out of... Sure. What's he doing here?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
My respects to you.
Here's your beer recipe.
Wonderful. Here's your reward.
Any chance of a nice little earner for me?
Not so much for you as for me, but you can help me out. The Sasso cobbler's been making some fancy boots, and he's been given spurs from their lordships to add to them. I'm after those spurs.
Won't that get the cobbler in trouble? Losing their lordship's spurs, just like that.
And is that any of our concern? No, it isn't.
You can count on it. I'll be right back.
Just don't get...
I'd like you to...
Certainly.
I want... Isn't that...
You won't convince... Agreed. God.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Have you lost something?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll slaughter you! Yeah.
The answer to my prayers, just when I wanted to...
Yeah.
I've taken...
Where's the proof?
Here it is.
It looks like your work is done.
Thank you, Captain.
But have no fear of idleness. I've sent word to Captain Robard. They're expecting you at Talmberg. There are Cuman hordes rampaging through their woods.
Very well, Captain. I'll set off immediately.
Glad to hear it.
I have some...
Let's see. Bastards...
Yeah.
Skills against Benish of Lashim, Cartpole to the Sasso bailiff. Let us wish the combatants luck.
Greetings, good night.
Good luck then.
Goodbye.
The Lord be praised.
I'd like to enroll...
You've come too late, lad. We're all full up.
Good luck then.
Can I wait?
By all means. You can stay here until the next tourney for low rent. You'll get bed and board.
Sounds good.
Good luck then.
Sir Capon didn't want to wait for you any longer, sir. So he left to go hunting. He said they'd wait for you in the camp by the road, near Neuhof.
Fucker!
not.
What's it about?
You have incredible good fortune, friend.
I don't know. Isn't it stolen or something?
I say, do you want to offend me?
No, no. It's just... You have to admit, it looks a little suspicious.
Indeed, suspiciously cheap. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
All right.
As you will.
What did you say?
Yeah.
What did you fucking say?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good health to you.
I've been sent by Captain Bernard. He says you have Cuman marauders here.
Ah, so it was you Bernard was speaking of. Well, the Cumans are marauding, that's for sure. Sir Divish did declare a decent reward for taking the bastards down. But we've not had cause to pay out to anyone so far.
Is that because the locals are too frightened?
No, they're more than willing to try. It's just they don't seem to make it back again. But don't let me put you off. We do know of one camp. Along the road to Neuhof, hidden between the cliffs. I'll pay you your reward if you can bring me proof you've killed the camp leader. They wear peculiar helmets with a face mask of sorts. Easy to recognize.
All right. I'll see to it. I'd like to get...
Sir.
I'm in... Well...
I'm on.
Can we trade?
If you...
Yeah!
God be with you, lad.
I'd like to take...
Certainly.
Here you are.
Good luck then.
I could do with a bite to eat.
Back trouble?
Neighbors, welcome to the renowned Radzig Tournament! A tournament in which the bravest men in the whole province match their strength and skill. A tournament that never lacks in suspense, excitement, surprises, and glory!
The Lord be praised.
I'd like to enroll...
All right. As long as you've got the enrollment stake.
Of course.
I'll write your name down, and I need to know what...
Longsword.
Good. Take care.
Meeting face to face in this round will be Pavel, called Roebuck, from the garrison of Sir Sebastian von Berg. And he will face Henry of Skalitz, from the company of Sir Radzig Kobyla. Welcome, our warriors! The combatants have entered the arena, and the first duel may commence. We will witness a duel with longswords.
Kurwa fix!
still win.
And now's the time to choose weapons for the next duel. Our combatants will demonstrate their skills with short sword and shield. Victorious, he shall proceed to the next round of the Ratai Tourney. Entering the arena now will be Stephen of Deliverance, spearman in the company of Sir Radzig Kobyla, who will measure his skills against Henry of Skalitz from the company of Sir Radzig Kobyla. Welcome, our warriors. All is prepared for the first duel. We will witness a duel with longswords.
Cunt!
The second bout will surely be no less exciting. This one may decide the winner. Prepare to watch a fierce fight with axes and shields.
Fuck it!
Meeting face to face in this round will be the victor of many previous tourneys and a combatant today too, Peter, called Black Peter. And his adversary will be Henry of Skalitz from the company of Sir Radzig Kobyla. Welcome, our warriors. And this very first bout will afford plenty of entertainment. We will witness a duel with longswords.
Jesus Christ!
Victorious from the first round is Henry of Skalitz. The second bout will surely be no less exciting. This one may decide the winner. The combatants will engage in a duel with warhammers and shields.
Go ahead and gather your strength. You need it. Fucking hell! You'll get one.
And the second duel was won by Henry of Skalitz. Lords and ladies, good men and good wives, you have just witnessed the final duel in today's Ratai tourney, for which we all owe gratitude to Sir Hanush of Lipa. All glory to the victor, Henry of Skalitz, man-at-arms in the company of Sir Radzig Kobyla. His prize will be given to him by our gracious Sir Hanush.
You put on a hell of a show, Henry. Here's your hard-earned reward.
Thank you, Sir Hanush.
Goodbye.
Take care.
Never hear the end of it if I didn't lend him the coin.
I like to sing that.
Henry.
So, what are you scheming up this time?
Well, we've got this idea. You might have heard there's coin coming to the Talmberg quarry to pay the workers their overdue wages.
I haven't heard anything about it.
They owe them for a quarter of a year. There's a lot of quarrymen in that quarry.
But it's bound to be well guarded, isn't it?
Maybe not, if we time it right.
And why aren't we talking about it with Andrew?
Andrew hasn't got the balls for it. He sent us to hell.
He did? How come?
I don't know. He just said he won't do it.
Andrew's not interested. Is it that dangerous? Look, if I'm going to do this, I want to know everything.
It's close to Talmberg, so if we mess something up, we could have problems. But what a pile of silver.
Well, those people work for Sigismund?
Yeah, for Sigismund.
And are you quite sure?
No, actually, they're not Sigismund's people.
And you think it's all right? Is that what we are now? Common thieves?
What do you want me to tell you? Take a good fucking look at us. You're all right, but we're up to our necks in shit.
But a thing like this...
Do you think we're any better off now than we were in Sasau, on our last legs at the tavern?
No, I suppose not.
So you understand? Ever since Skalitz, everything's been going to hell. Why should we have to pay the price for that? To hell with the fucking quarrymen!
I just need to find out something first.
All right, I suppose. God be with you.
You already talked to Matthew?
No.
So go and see him. This might be...
God save you.
Have you heard the latest?
One or two things. That wily fox is giving you the runaround, eh? Always one step ahead.
That sounds like admiration.
You've got to admit, he's pulled off a neat trick. To steal a castle from under someone's nose like that. That takes some doing. I'll be glad to have him as my brother in arms. But I don't want him for a lord.
You're not an easy man to figure out sometimes.
No, I'm as simple as they come. All I care about is profit. And it doesn't matter how you get it.
Matthew told me about his plan.
That bollocks with the quarry? What the hell is he thinking?
You didn't like the sound of it?
No, it's too big and too much in plain sight. If the slightest thing went wrong, it'd all be fucked. And me and you too, mind, if we had anything to do with it.
But it's the money owed to the quarrymen for a full quarter year's work. Isn't it worth it?
No, it ain't worth the risk. Why take that chance? For the love of God.
Oh, Matthew feels like he has no other way to make money.
It's not my fault Matthew's useless. That's his problem.
So what do you propose? Matthew and Fritz have made their minds up.
You need to tell the commander of the Talmberg garrison that a robbery's in the making. Have him send his best men. When those two fools see how many soldiers there are, with any luck, they'll give up on the idea.
But what if they still decide to go for it?
Aye? Well, then they'll be in for a very tough time with it.
They're my old mates. You're asking too much of me.
I know. But look at what they're trying to do, for Christ's sake. Those quarrymen are honest folk who never did nothing to no one.
I hear. I want to.
All right.
Isn't that?
That's a. Agreed. Take care.
Hey, Henry.
Andrew wants to betray you.
What?
He wanted me to go to Talmberg and tell Captain Robard about the robbery.
That horseman wants to get us killed? I'll cut him in two.
Hold your horses. That'll get you nowhere. Use your head, damn it.
That swine! That fucking swine!
What if we lay the blame on him?
What have you got in mind?
They have to carry the money in a sack, don't they? What if I took the empty sack and hid it in Andrew's tavern? And then, instead of snitching on you like he wants, I tell Captain Robard he was behind it.
Fuck hell! That's devious. That's ingenious. That bastard would end up hanging by his own rope.
Then it's a deal. Once we get the money, I'll hide the sack somewhere here in the inn. About that job. I'm in.
Wonderful. But before we get to work, we have to find out more. We are gonna go and take a sly look at that quarry. Meanwhile, you go to Talmberg and find out when they're bringing the coin. Try to find out who's gonna be guarding it. Even better, if you could make it so there's as few guards as possible, well, you know, I wouldn't be upset at all. See you later.
Glad to fucking see you, Henry.
So how do I make sure they cut down the number of guards when they transport the money?
Easy. Make a right ruckus.
Ruckus?
Ruckus? Trouble. Bedlam. I mean, just give someone around Talmberg a punch in the mouth, start a brawl, or steal something valuable.
And that'll help.
Of course. The townsfolk will be furious. They'll start clamouring for more guards in the town. Take my word for it. 9 times out of 10, punching someone in the gob is the best solution.
Do you have any other ideas?
Well, most guards, especially the ones in charge, are lazy fuckers. If you could figure out a way to get rid of their horses, I'd bet at least a few of them won't go anywhere.
Thanks.
What a pleasure. I'm sure there's some other tricks you could try. Well, that's all I can think of.
I want to get...
Certain.
I want to...
You can't become a
Well.
Take care.
Yeah.
Itt nem látod. Megjött a mulatság. Vigyázz! Itt! Itt az ellenség!
Hey!
Gyűjtsd az erőt! Szükséged
ott van,
lesz
vigyázz!
A kutyaban! A teremtési!
Jó.
Gods. Can we trade?
If you've...
Can we do... Here.
My...
Yeah!
Greetings.
I've taken care of...
Have you brought...
Here it is.
Good work. Well, I've received another report.
I understand. I have some trophies.
Show me. They deserve...
I'm carrying a message from Sir Radzig. He's asking about the patrols in the next few days around Skalitz.
What? Why?
All I know is, there's word that another enemy supply train is being sent into the region.
I see. That's a nuisance. I need a watch company elsewhere.
Where? Has there been more trouble?
No, it's just that Sir Divish is going to send payment to the quarrymen.
An entire company? Are you expecting a robbery? Isn't protection against the Cumans more important?
Well, maybe they can manage with a few less men.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
I'm at your...
You look like you swallowed a wasp, Master Groom. What's going on?
I should think so. I have 3 horses with a fucking colic.
Well, that's not such a tragedy. You need to keep the horses warm and rub them down with straw, especially the belly and flanks. That'll help settle the stomach. Give them clean water, change the straw often, and leave them enough room to roll around if they want to. And walk them round now and again, but let them go at their own pace. Don't push them. Keep that up for a week, and they'll be good as gold.
My word. I've been handling horses for years, but I never heard about rubbing them with straw for colic. Thanks for the help. I'm known in all the stables around here, and I'll be telling them about you, too. The thing is, Sir Robard wants 4 horses for the train to the quarry, and they won't be fit by then. Certainly not this one here.
The quarry? What's going on there?
I don't know, but a guarded train like that, they must be carrying something valuable.
When do they need the horses?
There's still some time. They're supposed to be there in 5 days at noon.
What about some help from someone else?
You mean from that old hag who lives in the woods? I'm not so foolish as to believe in spells.
It's not about spells. She can try to make a herbal concoction. I know something about herbs, and I'll make sure she doesn't put anything in it that would be bad for the horses.
All right, then. Let's see what the old hag comes up with. Good luck, then.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
God grant you help.
You wouldn't happen to know a remedy for horse colic?
Of course. Who do you need it for?
The groom at Talmberg is having problems.
That wretch? I won't move a finger for him. I'd rather poison those horses of his.
What did he do to you?
Threatened me with a whipping, the lout. And all because I suggested I could take better care of those horses than him, which is only the God's honest truth.
Since you mentioned poison, is there something you know of that would make horses really sick for a while? Nothing that might kill them, just make them useless for a few days and give the groom nightmares.
Ha! I'd never take you for the type. Of course there's something. Normal poison will do. But they have to be dosed gradually.
Thanks. Would you teach?
Certainly.
I want to...
You can't pick...
Well...
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Welcome, Henry.
I've got that coin.
What? What coin?
The coin they were going to send to the quarry.
Going to? What are you saying? You stole it in Talmberg?
Damn right.
Well, I'll be fucked. So show us the bloody money then.
Here it is.
Holy shit!
A third of it is yours.
Fuck yeah! First we get drunk out of our heads. Let Andrew see what he missed out on. Bye.
Hey, Henry. I want more money.
And why's that?
Because we're really good mates.
See you later.
I've got the coin.
Good. You can buy me.
No, I mean the coin from the quarry.
Bollocks. Nothing's come to the quarry. We'd know if he did.
And it's not coming, ever.
What? All this watching and waiting's been for nothing? Fuck.
No, you blockhead. I stole the coin before it even left Talmberg.
What? So all this watching and waiting has been for nothing? Ha! Come here and give me a kiss, you sneaky little fucker.
Ah, later. I'll have to get blind drunk first.
So, show us the money.
Here it is.
I can't believe it. We're rich.
That we are.
I'm gonna spend a week in the bathhouse. Fuck it, a month. And every wench in the province will be in there with me. See you later.
Yeah! Yeah!
How about it, Henry? Can we go? Are you ready for this?
I wanted to ask you a few things. What do you think about Sir Jobst and his plan?
Well, I admit all the scheming has me a little lost. I thought Sigismund was the devil, Wenceslaus a martyr, those on his side the heroes, and those against him the villains. I believed we'd rescue the king and all would be well again, but now it looks a lot more complicated.
Exactly. I didn't expect the noble lords to be as noble as the angels, but I hadn't expected such a sewer. They behave like children.
I can't fathom how after all this backstabbing they're somehow still on speaking terms.
I don't know either. It beggars belief. Did you know that King Wenceslaus is such a...
feckless drunkard? Not really. And to be honest, I'm not sure I wanted to know. I slept better believing my fate was watched over by a wise and powerful monarch.
So did I.
What a dismal world when you can't keep trusting your own king.
On the other hand, times were better with him here than with him gone.
Isn't that the truth?
What do you think of Sigismund?
If I were him, I'd have had enough of my brother even sooner.
But he's a monster. Look at what those hordes of his are getting up to here. What he did in Skalitz.
True enough. On the other hand, if Wenceslas and Prokop hadn't double-crossed him, none of this would have happened.
Well, no one forced him to burn Skalitz.
That's a fact. But he couldn't let them shit all over him either. Not that I'm defending him, mind.
He's a weasel.
No doubt about that.
Do you know anything about Prokop?
Ha! Sir Hanush could tell you a thing or two about him.
Why?
Last winter, a certain Sir Jan Sokol of Lamberg, a well-known knight, or robber baron to some, tried to occupy the city of Iglau, which was on the orders of none other than Prokop.
And what has that got to do with Hanush?
Well, he was there with him. Of course that's not something to brag about in front of Jobst.
And what was it all about?
They wanted to occupy a city that was on the side of the League of Lords, but despite there being several hundred strong, they didn't take it. For one thing, they couldn't get past the Iglau women, with their pitchforks and cauldrons of hot water.
I would never have thought of Sir Hanush as such a rebel. And have you heard anything about Rupert of the Palatinate?
A little. He can't manage even to wrest power from a king who doesn't much care for ruling and isn't fighting back. That doesn't seem like a man who has what it takes to rule. And that's all I need to know.
And that Berghoff we're going to see, do you know anything about him?
I haven't heard much good about him, but I have a feeling that some other nobles are quite in awe of him. And his castle is apparently quite impressive. I'll be interested to see for myself.
And what about the League of Lords?
Wealthy, pompous. The king doesn't seem to like them much. He's chosen to let the lesser ranks of the nobility into his circle, men like your father. I admit I don't blame him one bit. But the lords weren't happy about their lost influence, so they put their foot down. If I were Wenceslas, I'd have let them hang after they abducted me the first time. But he gave them seats at the provincial council? Little wonder they're back at their old tricks.
There's one more thing I need to arrange.
Very well. We'll be here waiting for you. Though I might go on a bit of a hunt to pass the time.
What the? Welcome, Henry.
God be with you.
Have you got...
Certainly. For how long? Oh, you'll like it here. Goodbye.
there something you need?
God be with you.
What's the matter?
It's the tourney. It always upsets me.
Why would the tourney upset you?
It brings back sad memories about my son Svartalfur. God rest him. He always loved sword fighting. Even when he was just a lad, he used to duel with his mates with sticks. And for years he saved every groschen he got so he could buy a real weapon. Wasn't long before he had the hang of all sorts of fancy strikes and feints. So when he heard Sir Hanush was holding tourneys for common folk, he was first in line to enroll.
I see. And he got hurt in the arena?
Oh, heavens no. Sir Hanush set the rules in such a way that nobody would suffer more than a bruise or two, and he makes damn sure the rules are obeyed.
Did your son ever win the tourney?
Oh, aye, more than once. Svartalfur wasn't the strongest, but he was agile as a weasel, and he put his heart and soul into it.
So what happened to him then?
Well, this fella by the name of Peter enrolled. They called him Black Peter on account of the colour he wore. He beat all comers. No man could match him. Only Svartalfur was determined to take him, so he started training all the hours God gave. He even started going to Captain Bernard for lessons. And in the last tourney, he got the better of Black Peter in the end and won the prize. Only he never came home that day. I figured he was having a drink in Rattay to celebrate his victory. But he didn't even turn up in the morning, and I started getting worried. I was just on my way to look for him when some merchants came by. They found my boy by the road just past Rattay. He was still alive, but he was burning up and shaking like a leaf. I sent for the sawbones right away. But before the day was out, I had to send for the priest.
Do you think it was this Black Peter who killed him?
It was the first thing crossed my mind. Aye. But there's no proof. It could have been anyone, I suppose.
Do you know anything about this Black Peter?
No, not much. I asked around, but nobody knew nothing much about him. Except he was a stuck-up bastard. He always just turned up for the tourney, took his prize and vanished.
Did Svartalfur have any wounds?
Only a couple of scratches and bruises from the tourney. Nothing that would kill a man. Not even the sawbones could figure out what done him in.
I think I can tell you what happened to Svartalfur.
Really?
The fact that he died just after beating Black Peter and winning the tourney was no coincidence.
So it was that bastard?
Yes. Black Peter lay in wait and ambushed me. He's a nasty piece of work. I reckon after losing the tourney, he lay in wait for your son like he did me and did something to him. Only I don't know exactly what.
Merciful God, I knew it! But how did you get away from the fucker? Did you kill him?
No, unfortunately, it wasn't my lucky day. I didn't manage to kill him, and by now he'll be miles away.
Oh, it can't be helped, but thanks for trying. Here, take this for your trouble.
I'll have to get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry.
Henry. God be with...
You won't believe it, but I found Bianca's cross.
Really? How did you find it?
It's a long story.
And?
It's yours. Take it.
Thank you, Henry. This is the only memory I have of them. How much do I owe you?
If you can spare a little something, then that's all.
Of course, Henry. I definitely won't skimp on you. Take care.
Good day. Take care.
The live live.
Yeah! 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 Yeah.
How about it, Henry? Can we go? Are you ready for this?
Of course. At last I'll get to see more of the country and have a bit of an outing.
Quite. Let's get to it then. I finally have the feeling we're doing something worthwhile. We're helping to save the king.
Instead of saving his drunken majesty, I'd rather find that horseman who murdered my parents, get the sword back from him, and skewer him with it.
Cheer up, Henry. I have a feeling you'll get your chance one day, and it won't be long in coming. Forward, men! Audentes fortuna juvat!